Reminder, the following video was made for educational purposes by adult medical marijuana patients in California. If you are underage or live somewhere where medical marijuana and/or marijuana are illegal, do not try this at home. What's up? It's Chubbs, AskChubbs.com. A lot of people have been asking me what happened to CPA. April of 2013, CPA pretty much disappeared overnight, and a lot of people have been very curious as to what really happened. Where did it go, and why did you close so quickly compared to the other shops, or why did I close so quickly compared to the other shops in Santa Ana? What I'm going to do today is just spend a few minutes giving you guys the inside scoop and explain to you exactly what happened with CPA. Regarding the closure and why and how it happened so quickly. In April of 2013, last year, the California, I don't know if it's California State Supreme Court or if it's just California Supreme Court, or the High Court in California, officially ruled that it is okay for for cities to ban medical marijuana dispensaries if for no other reason other than for like zoning rules or whatever the reason is that the cities had come up with to kick us out. The High Court in California, the Supreme Court in California said it's okay. The very next day, all three of my shops, Anaheim, Santa Ana, and Garden Grove, received notices letting me know that I had, depending on the shop, anywhere from 7 to 14 days to close. It was whack, it sucked, and there was nothing I could do about it. According to my lawyer, we had exhausted all of our appeals, and with this court ruling, there was nothing he could do. If we tried to fight the fight, the city would get an injunction, most likely, which would require us to shut down. After 2 weeks, we'd have a hearing on the injunction where it would be extended, and it's just a losing cause. Some shops decided to stay open and longer than the 14 days, and others, like myself, chose to close right away. And really what determined how quickly it closed was our landlord. My landlord had a bit of our situation was a little different. The situation that I had with my landlord is that the next day, the day that the notices went out to everybody, he also received a notice from the DEA and the IRS letting him know that he's being investigated and that his accounts have been frozen. He was under investigation. They were going to possibly begin forfeiture proceedings against him and try and take the building from him. My landlord came to me and he says, in an attempt to make himself look better and try and get his money back, and they took $90,000 out of one of his accounts. He needed to have us out of the building as soon as possible. He needed to not be renting to a medical marijuana collective. The night of the 14th day, we closed the doors at CPA for good. It sucked. There was nothing we can do about it. Fortunately, we've kind of gotten back to normal. I've been able to rehire most everyone that had working for me, and I've been able to go back to working with the people that we had relationships built with. From April till about mid-July of last year, I was in recovery mode, and I was just doing my best to make sure that the Nuggetry brand, stayed alive, and that the people that I had closest to me and I cared most about had jobs and were able to feed their families. I knew sooner or later CPA was going to have to close, so I kind of figured, once we got that notice, that the best thing to do was just get it, like kind of like a Band-Aid, pull it off really quick and get it over with and get moving on to the next thing, which was, we had already started delivering a while back just in case something like this happened. So the next thing was, the next step in the evolution of medical marijuana was to make sure that you had a strong delivery service. And I wanted to move on to delivery and really concentrate on it, and running a shop at the same time that I know, we were just kind of delaying the inevitable. That's just too much on my mind. I didn't need that kind of stress, and it just wasn't something I was looking forward to or even wanting to try to do. So that's what happened. There wasn't anything personal against me. The city didn't just come after me and say you have to leave. The Santa Ana wiped out everybody. We just moved on. We went on to the Boomerang Lounge, 420 Fire Department, and that's kind of where we're at right now. If legalization happens in 2014 here in California, you can bet that next year I will go big. I will go real big. But for now, it's just kind of status quo. CPA was fun while it lasted, and a lot of you guys, I've had so many people tell me, including other collective owners, they'll come by and they'll let me know that CPA was the first shop that they ever went to once they got their medical marijuana recommendation. I've heard that dozens and dozens of times. The show must go on. I'm concentrating on Ask Chubbs and my web presence, my websites, the magazine, my delivery service. We've got our hands full. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's have a session. I've still got the Bertoni out. I've been using this for the last couple days. More hardcore OG. Get the nail nice and hot. Dabbers up. Cheers. I'm sure you can tell by the speed at which I was talking in that video. I was a little hyped up. Now that I got a little hardcore OG in me, you'll see it. Yeah, I kind of kick back and get a little bit relaxed. So, if you guys have any questions, ask them in the comments or shoot them over email. I'm Chubbs, AskChubbs.com. Peace.